boils down to, right now we are going to do the hands-on demo. All right, okay. Let me share you my screen. Okay. So I hope that you can see my screen. All right, okay. So what I am, let me hide this first. Okay, all right. So what we are looking at is the Google Classroom. So if you notice the URL here, it's classroom.google.com. So it's like the URL that I have given it to you. Okay, so go to googleclassroom.com. If this is the first time that you are accessing Google Classroom, you will have to be logged in. So if you are an MOE teacher, you have to log in using that MOE email account credential that are given by MOE. One thing that I think you need to understand is Google Classroom, it doesn't work with different domains, meaning to say that if you are using email address that is that is supplied by the KPM, so the ending of the email address is .moe.edu.my, right? So that is domain. So what you can do with it is Classroom, Google Classroom only accept people who are in that domain. Okay, .moe.edu.my. Okay, so that's why you can only import students using the students unique email accounts given by the KPM. You can't invite students using their personal Gmail, like contohnya Mohd Hafiz @gmail.com. You can't add me inside your your classroom if you are signed in using that MOE account. But if you are signed in using your Gmail private, your personal account, like for example, I have Mohd Hafiz, probably mohdhafiz@gmail.com, and you go to classroom.google.com and sign in using that email, that personal email account, then you can add other people with the ending of gmail.com. Okay, so this actually enables you to create a private private classroom, Google Classroom, and add other people's that has @gmail.com ending to it also. So but in this purpose, you probably want to use the official MOE email. Okay, so the first step is to create our very first classroom. So if you can see here, there is a plus button at the top right corner of the website, Google Classroom. If you hover, it tells you create or join a classroom. Clicking on it will have a drop down to say join classroom, join class, or create class. Okay, so for the purpose of my introduction here, I'll create a classroom. So clicking a create classroom will enable a new pop-up where you should enter a unique class name. Like for example, so this is in the scenario, it's going to be science class. So science, probably darjah, darjah 5, let's say. All right, and subject science. Okay, darjah 5. Probably you want to be specific if you have multiple classes in your school. So science darjah 5 amanah, let's say like that. And then you can add in section or room. I'll usually just leave it there empty and click create. So that is actually how you create a classroom. That's very simple. Okay, we'll have to wait a bit for the Google Classroom to be initiated. All right, okay. So Science Darjah 5 Amanah. So this is our brand new classroom. Okay. So for those who are not yet familiar with the interface, I'll talk to you. I'll talk with you. You know, for 1 or 2 minutes. So this is the main area of your classroom, what we call stream. If I zoom in, so you are at stream. So in stream, you have this, you know, details. You can change themes. Okay, I won't change themes. All right, you can upload a photo to replace the background photo. Okay, you can do that. And each class, you will have a unique code here. If you click on this, it will display that unique code. So this is very useful if you are using Google Classroom in your actual classroom, where you project, you know, using a projector to project this view in front of your classroom, and your students probably in Makmal computer, they are actually accessing Google Classroom via their own personal account, you know, Google account, and they will enter this code to join your classroom. Okay. So that is stream. So within that stream, you can actually post some posts. So this is, if you are familiar with Facebook, this is very much similar to Facebook. You can post, you know, informations. You can, on this add button, you can provide links. You can provide YouTube videos. Okay, I will illustrate that later. Okay, right now we'll talk about the interface first. The next tab is classwork. So classwork right now is empty because you haven't, you know, initiate any assignments in this classroom. But this is where you can create assignments and assign it to your students. Okay, this is the interface. For people, so for people, this is where you can add your students, or probably if you want to do team teaching, if you in your school, in your panitia, if you're teaching science, like in our case, for example, so you can add other teachers, other science teachers in this classroom. Okay, to help you with this, you know, managing this this classroom. All right. And to add students, it's just simple. If you have a set of their email, that will be very handy. So for this exercise, I will add few of my friends. Okay, they are, okay, Dr. Mahizir. I'll add another few of my colleagues. Okay, and click invite. So Google Classroom will automatically send invites to their email. So they will receive an email of invitation trying to, you know, getting the students in this classroom. All right. So once you have added them, so the status here are all invited. Okay. I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you later how it is going to look when a user has accepted your invitation. Right. So that is for people. And for grades, right now it's empty because you don't have any classwork, you don't have any assignment, you haven't configured the grades, so it's empty right now. All right. So if you can see here, there is a setting button, a cog icon that is setting for your class. If you click that, you can actually change the details of the class. You can you know, decide whether on that stream, you know, the stream tab, students can post and comment, or student can only comment, so they can't post anything. They can just comment on under the post. Okay. or if you want to be a veto or a bit restrictive with your pedagogy, you can choose only teachers can post or comment. Okay, so this is useful if you want the students to just or classroom to only work as informational kind of like hub for the students, not interactively used by the students. Okay, what's useful for you to set right now is the grading. So when you initiate a classroom, the grade is a default to no overall grade. So you can change it to total points or weighted by category. Okay, so I usually go with total points. All right, and show overall grades to students. So this is quite important because they can actually know how they are performing. All right, so we expose the overall grade for the students. All right, and click save. So that will save the class setting, and it will bring you to the last tab that you were at. Okay, so that is basically what Google Classroom, the interface is. Okay, so another thing that you need to also keep in mind is that every classroom that you create, there is a corresponding file that resides in your Google Drive. Okay, let me show you where to look for this particular. Just remember that our class name is Sains Darjah 5 Amanah, right? Okay, so I'll switch to my Google Drive. So there's a lot of things here. So what you should do is you should search for your classroom folder, Sains 5. Okay, Sains Darjah 5 Amanah. If you can see the drop down here, it's immediately search for you, found the folder for you. Okay, click on that. So this is where you can upload all of your materials that you are going to share with your students. Okay, so I have prepared here. Let me upload. You can upload files via drag and drop into this window, or you can use the new button here. I'll use the new button. I'll upload. You can choose to initiate a new folder inside that classroom, or you can upload folder. So I'll choose upload folder because I have already prepared a folder beforehand. It's on my desktop. It's called photosynthesis. Okay, and I'll upload this. Okay, it will start to upload. All right, okay, so it is uploaded. So inside this folder, I have few items that I have downloaded. So this is basically, these are a series of photos and graphics that I will use in the activity. So it is best for you to first understand what are you going to do, and then search for materials, the relevant materials that you're going to use within the classroom. Okay, and then store it in your Google Drive within the classroom drive. Okay, so this is things that I have found online and download. Okay, so once I've uploaded the materials, okay, so we go back to my classroom. Okay, so right now you have uploaded all the materials into a folder for this classroom, okay, in the Google Drive. So what you can do is, okay, let's look back at the task that we have decided to do. we want them first to have an online discussion. So this is probably like some sort of like set induction. So within the Padlet that I have given you the link. So this is the look of the Padlet. Under Google Apps 6-in-1 headings, these are all of the resources that I've used or I will use in this workshop. So the first is the presentation slide that you can find and download and refer later. So I've also included links to a few of the YouTube videos to explain if you are not familiar with how to interact with Google Classroom. So there are a few links here that I've shared in the Padlet that you can actually click on and watch. And activity resources 1. So this is actually a website that I have found on the internet. This is for biologyforkids.com. What I am intrigued is with the related video that they have provided. This is from NASA. It's about seeing photosynthesis from space. You can actually view this video. This is a very interesting video. It talks about how they can visualize photosynthesis from space station, from satellite. So this is very interesting. So what I want to do is to copy the link to this video, and I will go back to my Google Classroom, and I will share with my students. Okay, so this is the part where we want them to discuss the benefits of photosynthesis, right? So what I can do is I can click the add button here and choose YouTube. A new pop-up will appear, and you can actually search a video directly here, like photosynthesis. So it show a number of videos that are relevant with the words that you are searching. Okay, so these are all the videos that can be found about on photosynthesis on YouTube. But then I want a very specific video that we have acquired from biology4kids.com website. So I'll copy the link and paste it there. Okay, so this is the video, and I'll add that video to the. All right, I'll add the video to to this post. Okay, and I will enter a bit of text here saying that, okay, hello students, good day to all of you. Try to sound very honest, very friendly when you are doing this. You don't want to appear very robotic or mechanical with your students. Just be yourself, be friendly, because it can permeate through the screen, so to speak. Okay, good day to all of you. If you want to throw some smiley there, yeah, okay. I have found a very interesting video on the topic that we are going to explore this week. Try to watch the video and tell me what's the benefits of photosynthesis. Okay, so you want to sound jovial, you want to sound very, if you want to come across as funny, or don't forget those humanistic values when you are doing this online online learning or online teaching, because as you can imagine, your students are very lonely wherever they are. So it doesn't, you know, it doesn't really take you much of an effort to actually be friendly online. All right. So I'll post this. So before clicking post, there is a drop down button there. So if you click drop down button beside the post, you can immediately post here, or you can schedule the post. So this means that you can schedule a lot of posts and release it concurrently, or within the duration of specific duration of time. Or probably if you haven't got your wrap your mind with what you're going, or you haven't finalized with this post, you can save draft. Okay, but I'll go ahead and post this, and it will immediately appear here. All right. Okay, so that is the first activity. All right. Okay, the second activity is for we want for them to do the diagramming. Do the diagramming. All right. So do the diagramming. So what we can do here is to go back to our Google Drive folder for the photosynthesis. Okay. So this is where I left you on the Google Drive site. So within this, we can actually click new, and here you can actually create new documents, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slide, and there is more option here, and there are a lot of other Google apps that you can use. But for this purpose, we want students to actually create a diagram. Okay, so what we use is Google Drawings. Okay, click on Google Drawings and create share. Okay, I might need to speed up the version a bit. All right. Okay, so I want to upload, sorry, not from my I want to upload few of the photos that I have included in my Google Drive. So it should be appearing here. All right. Okay. So I can not this one. I can drag the sun a bit. This. Oxygen. Okay, and the plant. Okay, the idea is we want the students to use these assets, okay, and draw draw arrows and explanation. So what we want to do is to create a text box here and insert an instruction. Okay, please rearrange this diagram to illustrate how photosynthesis works. Okay, so that's all. So in Google Drive, you don't have to save. There's no save button. It's auto save. Yeah. So you can just close that tab. So let's create a new assignment. Create assignment. Okay. Build a diagram. Build a photosynthesis diagram. Okay. So instruction, so you can actually enter instruction here, but for the sake of time, I will leave it there. The most important thing is to add the Google drawings that we have done just now. Okay, add from Google Drive. This I forgot to title my drawing, so it goes by the name untitled drawing. Okay, it's okay. All right. It should have been, we should have actually, rename it. All right. So beside this, there is a drop down that says students can view file. We don't want students just viewing the file. We want the students to actually edit the file. So there are three options here. Let me tell you. The first option is for them to just view the file. The second is students can edit the file, meaning that if you have in this Google Classroom, you have 30 students, all 30 students can work together in one file. That is what students can edit file means, okay? You have to remember that. It is collaboratively working together. This is the second option. The third option, making a copy for each student. So this is an individual mode. So Google Classroom will send each student a copy. So they're going to do individual work, okay? So we want them to collaboratively work on that. So we choose students can edit file, okay? All right. And then, so points, you can actually, for this assignment, let's say the total marks is 20. Due date, you can set a due date, let's say 30th April. Topic, we can create topic like photosynthesis. We'll leave the rubric right now and assign. Okay. So this is photosynthesis, this is diagram. So we can also assign a new assignment for reports. So book report, for example. Okay. And then instruction goes here. What we want the students to do is to write a short report of what they know about photosynthesis. So just now, what I have shown to you is we create the documents in the Google Drive. So we can also create documents inside this Google Classroom too. So there is, beside the add button, there is a create class create button. Click on that, we can create Google Docs there. Click Docs, okay. It will create Google Docs and then open a new tab and give you the chance to edit it, okay. So write a short explanation on photosynthesis. All right. Okay. So this is it. Okay, let me, all right. Okay, all right, that's good. And then there's no need for you to save it. Just close it. It will appear here. All right, okay. So again, the students options for this, I want them to work individual. So this is individual report. So choose make a copy for each student. Okay. And so this point, we'll also put 20 points for this. Due date, probably somewhere middle May. Okay. Topics is under photosynthesis. Assign. Okay. So, all right. Okay. So this, we have two task for the photosynthesis. And next, we want a quiz. So create a new assignment, okay? Photosynthesis quiz, okay? So now put in your instruction and click on the create and go to forms, okay? Go to forms, the Google Classroom will help you create that Google form for you. And here is where you can edit the form, photosynthesis. Oops. Let me edit that. photosynthesis quiz. And here is where you can add in the questions and options. All right. I have, I have found a very, useful PDF on photosynthesis quiz. It's in the Padlet. You can use them. Okay. I'll just put a name here. You can actually insert a diagram or photo if you have with the items. Okay, for each items. Recent, go to recent. I have uploaded it. Okay, chloroplast. Okay, and insert. So we insert in the item. Okay, we'll do it multiple choice question. All right, and this is, let's say, chloroplast, and then let's say moeba. Probably what else? I don't know. Plant. For the sake of just to illustrate you, and then you can add in more items below it by just entering this, or clicking this add question. So you will go down here and you can, actually adding all more items. And most important thing is for you to go to settings and have it on the quizzes tab, enable it as quiz. So make this as quiz. Okay. So there are a few options here. So you can actually release grade immediately after each submission. Okay. Or you want to review the students' work first. So you can actually click on that. Okay. And then click save. Right. Let's retitle that. Okay. Photosynthesis quiz, and no need for save. Just close. So it will appear here with the instruction. This point probably 10 marks. Due date is somewhere early May, let's say 9th of May. Topics is still under photosynthesis. All right. Okay. And we'll assign the assignment. Okay. So, so this is so far what we have. What I have shown to you is the teacher's side of the view. What about the student's view? Let me share it with you. I'll take just 5 more minutes. Okay. So this is the view from the student's side. So when you send the invitation to join your classroom, they will have, your classroom will appear on their classroom.google.com on their account. So they have to click join. Okay. Upon joining, so we have a two views here. Don't be confused. So if somebody or a student has accepted your invitation, their name will be bolded here like this, highlighted, not like other people. All right. Okay. So let's get back to the student's view. So this is the student's view. So what they have, what they can see here is the first, the greeting, the so-called site induction that you have seen, that you have set for them. And they can interact here under class comment. Okay. Because you've asked them to tell what's the benefit of photosynthesis, so they can watch the video and put the answer there. And there are also 3 assignments assigned. Okay. So let's look at the diagram first. So this is how it's going to be. Okay, for the students. So for the students, they can just actually, so this is their view. They can just click on the drawing. Okay. So remember, this is collaborative. Collaborative work, meaning other students will have access to this file. So, all right. So they can arrange it. Okay. and use all of these diagramming, shapes, arrows. They can all enter all sort of things. They can add in more photos in this. It's up to their creativity. This is something that is, you know, to encourage their creativity, to encourage their, you know, the inventiveness, you know, part of it. Okay. And then let's say I'll add just one arrow for the sake of the time, just like that. Okay, of course this is very wrong, but never mind. This is just you know, a demo. And then the students, they don't have to save, just click that and then mark as done. Okay, and then mark as done. So in the teacher's view, under classwork, you will have one turn in. Okay, one turn in. Okay, if you have 30 and just one student submitted, this assigned will show 29 and one turn in. Okay, and you can view it and you can grade it. Okay, so all right. So this is very much the same with other you know, other assignments too, right? So the last but not the least is the grades. Okay, so if you have 30 students, this will list all of the 30 students with the grades, you know, assigned to or given to them for the specific tasks or assignments. Okay, so this is where you can analyze where or who among your students are doing great or who are doing not so great. Okay, and provide you know, further help for them. All right, so I think I have taken too much time. I've overridden 10 10
no worries, Dr. Hafiz. It's a wonderful sharing,
all
and
right,
no worries, no rush, you can continue, okay, to present more of the function brings by the Google apps. No worries, you can continue, because I think most of the teachers like to hear about how Google Forms and the Google Classroom brings a value to the
all right,
online classroom. Yeah, no rush,
okay.
just continue.
All right, I'll try to, you know, to really
Yeah,
squeeze it
no worries.
within the
It's a good
time
sharing.
that we
Yeah,
have.
thank
All
you.
right, okay.
Yeah.
So where is our Google? Okay, all right. So right now the students, they have, you know, this particular student has submitted the diagram, okay, and book report. Remember, this is all right, okay. So this is individual work. So what they need to do is they have to click on the assigned button there, okay, and just continue. Just continue, you know, writing the description or explanation. Here is the explanation of photosynthesis. Okay, all right. And then they can click the turn in button on top right corner here. Turn in, okay. So it will show to the students, one attachment will be submitted to book report. Okay, so this is something that they have, you know, they have edited. Okay, and click turn in. All right. So another concept that you need to understand in Google Classroom, if you have set a deadline for a particular assignment, the students can turn in early. Okay, so this is a very unique, very fun, actually very useful feature. Students who have turned in early and you have provided a comment, they can actually unsubmit. Okay, this is the button unsubmit. As long as it hasn't passed the deadline, the button will show unsubmit. Okay. If it is past deadline, there is no unsubmit button. Unsubmit meaning that they can do more, corrections or enhance their work. After past the deadline, they can't unsubmit. Okay, this is to prevent the students from cheating. Okay, for example, and this is very much very much aligned with how Google permission in Google Drive works. Okay, right now, this Google Docs, this book report, Google Docs is the owner is the student. Okay, as long as it is not past deadline, the owner is still the student. Okay, so the students can submit to you, okay, to you, and then let's say after that, probably 2-3 days after that, they think that, oh, I want to to add in a few extra points. As long as it is not past deadline, they can unsubmit, update the file, and then resubmit it back to you. Okay, because they are still the owner of the document of this Google Docs. Okay, that particular doc. But after the assignment passed the deadline, the permission, the ownership of that file transfers to you. Okay, transfers to the teacher. Transfers to the teacher meaning that the students cannot edit. Okay, the students cannot edit past the deadline. So this is very wonderful features by Google, because this is for to not permit students who have submitted past deadline to edit the document. So if you have that concern, no worries. As long as the deadline has passed, the students cannot touch the documents. If they want to edit, they have to send request to access that file, because the ownership of the file has been transferred to you as a teacher. All right. So that is something that you need to also bear in mind. All right. So the book report, this particular student has done it, and the quiz. Okay. So the quiz is here. Okay. So the students click on the quiz, and then click on Chloroplast. I think I have forgotten to put the marks for this particular quiz. All right, and then submit. Open assignment. Okay, so right now, after we have submitted after the students have submitted the Google form, the quiz, it will show turn in here. All right, okay. As for us, this is the view for the teacher. Okay, if we look at the classwork, look at the book report, because just one student just accepted the the invitation. That is why it is just 1 and 0. If there are 30 or 40 or 50 students, there will be more here lah. Okay, and this is what has been returned. So if all of the students, let's say you have 30 students, there will be 30 students, 30 documents listed within this area. Okay, so you can actually go bit by bit. All right. So let's say view assignments. Okay, and under this, if you have 30 students and 30 students have turned in their work, so 30 documents will be listed here. So you can go into each of the students' assignment book report, and you can read what they have written. Okay, right now this is what the students have returned. So you can actually provide comments. Okay, let's say I want to put comments here. So click on this button, and let's say this info is not sufficient. Okay, please add more details. Add more details. Let's say we'll put it like that. Comments. So the students will receive that comments when we return the the work back. Okay. And for this, let's say we'll put just 5 because it's not a completed work. 5, grade 5, and we'll return it back to this particular student and return. Okay. All right. Okay. So as you can see, this is turned in. Okay. Let me refresh it back. Yeah. So as you can see, the marks is there. Okay, for these particular students. Okay. Let's go to the next class work. We know that one student, the only student that we have submitted this form, this quiz. So so this is where we can put the marks for the students. Okay. I think because I didn't put marks for each item in the form, it doesn't show up here. Doesn't show up here. Well, never mind. This is something that we can you can explore further later on. Okay. Let's say that the students have scored beautifully 10 over 10. All right. Okay. All right, and then return the quiz to the students. Okay, and right now we have actually assessed all of the tasks that we have assigned for all of the students, given that in this classroom we've just only one students, active students. Okay, so under grades, bit of photosynthesis. What is this? Oh, diagram. We haven't grade the diagram. Okay, view assignment. Yeah. For this, let's say 15 marks. He got 15 marks for this. Return to the students. You can actually add private comments, like for example, good job. It's good to always give praises to the students to to get them feel more connected to us. All right. Okay. So if we go back to the grades, all will be filled up. So you can imagine the 30 students there within this list. So you can actually look at the overall grades for each particular students. How are they doing it? Are they doing it well or not well? Like for example, this particular students, he or she has just only achieved 60% out of 100% the assignments that you have given them. So you might want to actually look into his assignments and see whether where's the the problem is. So this is, you can view each particular student's profile like this. You can actually look at all of the assignments that they have done and the marks. Okay, so this is to give you a bit of context in terms of students' performance. All right. So I think that is all in terms of how you can integrate all 6 of the apps within one particular workflow. So bear in mind, please, there are a lot more other variations on how you can do this, how you can integrate, how you can mix and match between all of the different Google apps out there. It's just that one prerequisite is for you to understand the ability of the tools, okay, the affordances of the tools. So in order for you to understand the affordances, you have to explore. So for me, my suggestion, if you are very serious or very interested in, you know, designing a very effective online learning experience for your students, first is to understand what are the tools available, and for each tools, what can you do with it? Okay, so that is the primary aspect in terms of tools. Okay, the second most important part is the pedagogical design. Okay, the pedagogical design is most important part, because without it, your teaching and learning lesson will just be a series of testing students using or testing in different technological tools. Okay, there is no coherence flow within that lesson. So first you need to figure out how the lesson is going to be, then look at how you plan, how the tools can fit within that plan. Okay, so I think that is all that I can share with you. Of course, 1 hour is very short, but I'm open for any other, if you have any queries, you can go to let me share you my email. So my email is Mohd Hafiz at fpm.upsi.edu.my. If you have any concerns or if you have any questions, after this event, you can just email me and I'll try to respond to your queries. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hafiz, for your sharing. Wow, I think we learned a lot about how to use the 6 Google apps for our online classroom to get our teaching more awesome and effective. But don't worry, we actually have a closed group at the Facebook. Okay, so we will add Dr. Hafiz to join in. Then
All right.
the participants can drop their question there. Then you also can answer their question from there. Yeah, sounds good, right? Okay,
Yeah,
now due to the time limitation, but don't worry, we still carry on our Q&A session. We'll choose our top 5 questions from participants. Wow, it's very, wow, a lot. There are a lot of questions. Okay, I
okay.
think Dr. Hafiz, would you please stop share the screen?
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I will let Sokjan, our facilitator, to share the question. I think we can choose the top 5 questions from there to answer. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, Doctor, can you see the screen? Is it clear?
Yes, I can see. All right.
Okay.
Can I straight go to answering or try to answer this question?
Yeah, sure.
All right, from the first question from Lu Ji Tang. Okay, thank you, Lu Ji Tang. Are there any other ways to invite the kids into our classroom? Okay, what I have covered just now is there are 2 options for us to invite students into the classroom. First is using the code, the unique code for your classroom. Okay, and the second, if you have the email. All right, so email, if you are a teacher of from KPM, you will have a list of emails from for your students, so you can use that. But if you, let's say you want to use Google Classroom for probably for your own children, or you have a very local tuition center that you want to use Google Classroom in it, so you can use your own personal Google account. Bear in mind that these apps, all of the Google apps comes with Google accounts. Any of the apps comes part of the Google account, right? So you can use your personal Google account, and then when you have a session with your students or with your children, show the code to them. Okay, let's say in this MCO you can't face to face with them. you can actually pass that code, copy that code and pass to, let's say, if you have a WhatsApp group or Telegram group with your students, pass that code inside that WhatsApp group or Telegram group. So the students can use that code, enter it, and join your classroom. All right. So those are the only ways to enter Google Classroom. All right. Thank you, Liu Jita. So the next question, question number 2 from Coach Lu. Other than inviting via email, may send the class code. They type in the code after pressing the join class. So this is a statement, not a question. All right.
Maybe
okay. Yes.
Maybe it's a
I
suggestion.
can.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. This is a suggestion.
Okay.
Yes. Invite you
3.
via email. All right. How to set as quiz from Mark Trimun. So Mark, what I have shown to you just now from within the Google form, if you click on the setting button, the cog, kind of like cog button on the top right corner of your screen, the setting of the form will come up. So there will be 3, if I'm not mistaken, 3 or 4 tabs, options, and at the last of it will be quiz. So click on that quiz tab and then enable the form as quiz. So if you enable the form as quiz, don't repeat the same mistake as what I did. I forgot to put the marks for each item inside that form. So you need to assign marks for each item so that after the students have answered all of the questions, they can get the score. Let's say you have 50 questions and one item 2 marks, so the overall marks will be 100. So upon submitting the quiz, the students can actually be notified be notified of the score. Okay, so that is a part that I missed just now. All right, to set up the marks for each item. All right, so that is how you set a quiz. Thank you, Mark Jimun. And the 4th question is from Wendy Lee. Can students unsubmit a quiz? For quiz, students can't unsubmit a quiz because the quiz, after you have submitted it, it is auto-populated into a Google Sheet. Okay, so there is no way for them to change the quiz back. Okay, so the quiz is should be designed to be just a one-off kind of like assessment tool. So they can't actually, after having done the quiz and then they just remember something. Oh, I want to edit something. They can't, right? So the students for quiz, the students can't unsubmit the quiz. Okay. So the next question from Lee Wai Moon, is that possible the group assignment only for that group students to edit? Yes. Okay. Can I share my screen?
Yep, sure.
All right. Okay, I'll share my screen to show you how. All right. Okay. I'll show. Okay. All right. Where's my, all right, okay, here. When you, let's say, let's go to classwork. Let's try to create a new assignment and assign it to a particular group, right? Okay. Let me minimize this. Okay. Let's say group A task. And you put in instruction here and then add files or create new files from here, like what I've illustrated to you. One thing that you need to also notice is a the for section. By default, it's going to be defaulted to this particular classroom, your classroom, Science Darjah 5 Amanah. And there is an option by default, it says all students. But if you click on the drop down menu, the drop down button, the caret button here, you can actually unclick all students. So if you have 30 students or 40 students, okay, if you have 40 students, you can actually click, you know, let's say in group A, we got Ali, Abu, Achong, Aminah, Ayu, let's say, right? So you can actually click, select all those 5 students for this particular assignment. Okay, so this is how you group the students for the assignment. All right. So obviously, because I have just one student, so that is why there is this one student only here. All right. So that is how you assign assignment or task for group. All right. Okay, I'll stop sharing my screen. I think there is only another question, right?
Yeah,
Or
another
have you...
question, question 6.
All right.
Okay, let me read from the group chat from Xiami Ting. Okay,
Okay.
she said that I have created Google Classroom and provide our student the class code, but they are still not able to enter the classroom. May I know the reason? Yeah, this is
Okay.
the question.
Usually, when students are unable to enter the classroom, is because they are signed in with a different domain, accounts with a different domain. So remember that students and you must reside within the same domain. So if, let's say, you create that Google Classroom using the KPM account, for KPM's account, then the students must use their KPM student account to go inside your classroom. Okay, it must be KPM accounts with KPM accounts. All right, so that is the only way for the students to be able to enter your classroom. If they're using their own private Gmail account, they can't enter the classroom. Okay. And bear in mind that sometimes contohnya kadang-kadang the students they are accessing the Google Classroom through a browser. So usually the modern browser, they store accounts information, right? For example, like Google, if you sign in from another tab, Gmail, using your personal Gmail account, usually, more often than not, if you open a new tab and go to Google Classroom, classroom.google.com, it will use the accounts from the respective tabs, the other tabs, meaning the personal Gmail account. Okay, so that is something that the students and you also need to bear in mind. So if the students have difficulty in terms of accessing your classroom, first make sure which domain that you are creating the classroom from. Is it personal domain at gmail.com or is it the KPM? If the KPM domain, then make sure that the students are using the KPM domain to access your classroom. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So yeah, that is the question. So
Yeah,
this is the
thanks.
answer.
That's very good advice. Oh, wow. And also maybe Dr. Hafiz, your Facebook page.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got few
Yeah.
Facebook page.
Yeah.
I got
Okay.
Dr. Hafiz Explains as a page. So you can like it there, and also don't forget to like the UPSI's official page. So
Okay.
for
Okay.
more information, we have a lot of webinars that we do open to public. So
Oh,
it's open for all of you. Yeah.
that's
Thank
great.
you.
That's great. Yeah, we will post the link in the Facebook closed group. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, everyone. All right, that's good. Okay, so teachers, I hope you found the e-workshop is informative and useful for your online teaching. Thank you for spending time with us today. All right, we'll see you again on this Saturday, 10 morning. It's a game-based learning sharing by Dr. Laili. All right, it's a Edu Candy. It's an apps, right? Okay, so it's going to be a exciting workshop again. All right, see you this coming Saturday. Bye-bye. See you again. Thank you, Dr. Hafiz.
Thank you. Thank you all. Bye bye. Have a nice day.
Have a nice